Avansovka, adding a single expense. The main functionality of Avansovka is to collect your expenses. The main input sheet. Just click on single expense. This is what single expense looks in the standard setting. Inputs, some wheels, picture function, microphone function, and let's change that now. Click on the button below the wheel, then the expense fields, and here you see what you can change. Left is the must, marked with a tick mark. Right is a slider, marks what inputs you actually see on the single expense sheet. Click on the ruble sign and you're back. You're back to the input sheet. Here's now the input sheet. Let's do a tryout. Here an expense, 12.45, and no, it's not rubles, it's in euro, incurred in euros, so you change that. Now you take a picture of the expense. The picture will be added to the email afterwards, or the way you exchange your data. Unfortunately, you still have to submit the original, but this will make it much easier. Then decide the next questions here. Was this part of a trip? How did you pay? What accounting categories is, and so on. And do not forget to set the date and time. This is especially important if you have an expense allocated to a trip. The system takes the time of your system right now. So if you take a picture at the moment you incur the expense, you don't have to do a thing. It is in there automatically. Now here, see, it was not the trip, not add to a trip. How did you pay? Cash, your cash, you want it back. What kind of accounting category in your understanding it is, other purchases, and then add some comments. Imagine how easy it is. You add some comments and they're received. It's not like currently you need to write them down on a piece of paper and so on, write them in the email. At the moment you record the expense, you can add a comment. It takes some seconds. This is single expense filing. In 20-30 seconds it's done. When you jump into the taxi you can write it. When you sit in a metro you can write it. It goes fast and efficient and it's documented and you got your job done. Now you can also add voice comments. Do you know any system with voice comments? So if you prefer voice, add voice to it. Just record the voice and your assistant or your accountant receives a voicemail with that data. Perfect. Now let's see what to do next. If you have it, you want to send it. Now you can send, continue or back. Send, it goes out by email. Continue, it's saved to the system. So you can generate several expenses together and then afterwards send them in a combined version. And when you go on continue, you basically get a clean sheet again to add your next expense. So very simple. Let's go to the reporting sheet. This is the reporting sheet entry from the main page. This is the expense we entered. And now you can decide it. Do I want to send it? So here a preview function. What do you have in the system? Select it, check it. Maybe you want to correct it. Maybe there's an issue. And then you can send it easily, or you just send it. So very flexible system, very easy to use, flexibility by design, and it's up to you how you want to use Avansovka. And Avansovka is free for you. Use Avansovka to simplify your expense reporting, simplify the collection of expenses, and simplify the work of your assistant or your accountant when you hand it over. Check out more on the webpage avansovka.ru. You find lots of information about expense reporting in Russia and especially about the Avansovka tool there. Enjoy Avansovka.